All right, we are back in live for MLB Picks for Tuesday, June 4th. Gonna hop into the recap. Awful day yesterday. Grayson shoved, that was a loss out the gate. Toronto was swinging at anything and everything. Brewers, though, man, bases loaded, no outs, and you get 0 runs out of it. Absolutely brutal. And the Rhys Hoskins home run comes with one of the few times there wasn't at least a base runner on, so that was tough. Gibson ploded in the fifth. Uh, had it and just couldn't get it out. Ball off of Mason Wynn's face and Gorman's glove. Ended up putting runners on and pressure, and he just couldn't get out of it. That one was really brutal. And the Padres, man, fire that third base coach or send him down or something. That was brutal. I don't know why he sent Profar. Was just in a pickle. Next pitch, sends him all the way from first home and gets gunned out by a mile. Padres couldn't score. I mean, they had runners in scoring position a lot, and they got absolutely nothing. That was absolutely brutal day. Been a rough couple week, but we're gonna get right into it with some winners today. All right. Now the first play I have is going to be the Yankees' first five here, minus 110. Louis Gill day versus Bailey Ober, and Yankees are home after the West Coast trip with a day of adjustment time, so I'm not too worried about body clocks being off or too wonky here. Gill he gets 4.43 runs scored per nine in support versus 2.57 for Ober in the last three here. So we're getting a little bit of run support for Gill more than we are Ober. And Gill's got a 2.0 Sierra with a 1.9 expected Sierra, so he's been filthy and he's expected to keep doing so. Twins have never seen him. Gill's last 6 games, he's allowed 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and 0. And at home, he's allowed 0, 1, 1, 0. And then his first start was 2 against Toronto way back in April. Other than that, he's been really good. As we know, AL Rookie of the Year favorite now, I believe. He's just been nasty. His last 3 games, he's got a 10.5% barrel rate, but only a 26.3% hard hit rate. Ober's last 3 games, 14.3% barrel rate, 34.7% hard hit. So going against the Yankees with those kind of numbers at home, not a recipe for success here for Minnesota tonight. Ober's got a 5.52 road ERA. In May, he's got a 5.46 ERA. On the road, Ober's allowed 5-0 against Toronto, so congratulations. 4-2 Detroit way in early April, and then 8 against Kansas City. Ober's last 3 games, he's allowed 6, 2, and 5 homers, and a 19.2% home run to fly ball rate. Now, if we look at this, the Yankees, they don't have a high fly ball rate right now. They're actually about middle of the road, 38%. But they've got a very hard hit rate, 38% the last 2 weeks here versus righties. And if we look at Minnesota, I know they've been a lot better versus righties. They're sitting with a 119 WRC plus, slashing 238, 334, and 423. I'm not too worried about them smacking up Gill. Even his underlying numbers are saying this is expected from him. Now, and the Yankees actually beat them this year. I don't have it. They were mashing them up in Minnesota, and the Yankees are still mashing the ball. So I'm going to back the Yankees on the first 5 here with AL Rookie of the Year favorite Luis Gill on the bump. Next play, headed over to Boston. Braves first 5 run line minus 105. Fried on the road has a 2.63 ERA. He's allowed 1, 0, 4 against the Dodgers, 0, 3 against Houston, 1, and 3 against Philly. So the 3 teams he's gotten touched up by were teams that hit lefties very well, and Boston does not. On the road, Max Fried has a 144 batting average, a 242 on base, and a 223 slugging allowed. His last 3 games, 3.9 launch angle, 0% barrel rate, and a 26.8% hard hit. Crawford at home has a 3.97 ERA, 5.14 May ERA, He's allowed 6, 4, 2, 3, and 0, 0. The zeros were back in April, but since he's starting to give up a lot of contact and runs here, his last three, he's got a 12.2% barrel rate with a 45% hard hit rate. Braves last 10 road games, they're 7-3, covering the first 5 run line. Versus Boston is 5-5. Fried gets an average of 5.82 runs scored per 9 versus 1.69 for Cutter in the last 3. So the Braves offense has been slumping, but they at least show up for Max Fried and give him run support. ATL versus righties the last 2 weeks, they're slashing 224, 296, 384 with a 91 WRC plus, 45% fly ball rate, and a 38.6% hard hit rate. Boston versus lefties at home since May 1st, 11% walk rate. So they're getting walks. So that's about one positive note to that. But 29.4% K rate. They're slashing 207, 301, and 289 with a 63 WRC plus, a 51.1% ground ball rate, which plays in for Fried considering he's a very high ground ball rate pitcher with that launch angle he has, and only a 29.9% fly ball rate and 25.6% hard hit. So I'm going to back the Braves here to show up and get to Cutter Crawford. I mean, Cutter can't pitch at home. It's been like that majority of the year. The Braves show up for Fried. They've been covering the first 5 run line, and that bullpen is what's really been doing it. If we look in the last 7 days, their bullpen numbers. Here we go. They've been solid, but they have an xERA or an xFIP a full point higher of where they are now. So I don't really want to factor in the bullpen too much, especially in Boston where it can kind of go haywire quick. So I'm just gonna isolate this to Fried in the Braves offense getting to Crawford and Fried holding it down and having the lead after the first 5 in Boston today. And then the last play that I am on today is going to be Flaherty outs over 17.5 again. Going to keep giving us these numbers. I love it. I mean, he's gone over 17.5, 10 of his 11 games this year, 5 of the 6 road games. He's given up 6, 3, 3, and 3 overall in some of these games, and he's still gone 6 innings. They're trying to get 6 out of him regardless. He's gone 97 plus pitches in 8 of his 11 starts. In his last 5, he's got a 101 pitch average. Flaherty's last 3, he's got a 7.2 launch angle, 0% barrel rate, 22.5% hard hit, 48.7% ground ball, 28.2% fly ball with a 22.25 hard hit. Rangers versus righties last 2 weeks have not been phenomenal. They've got a 7.5% walk rate, 19.7% K rate, slashing 220, 290, and 370 with an 89 WRC plus, 40.2% ground ball rate, a 44.7% fly ball, and a 29% hard hit rate. And their last 3 games at home, Rangers are only scoring about 3.3 runs a game. So I'm going to back Flaherty, to get these outs here. I mean, they're sending him out there, sending him out 100 plus in 3 of the last 5, I believe. Let me take a peek real quick. 3 of the last 5, 104, 103, 98, 99, 101. He had a little dip to 93, but he still won 6 innings there. He had actually 20 outs on 93 pitches versus St. Louis. But the only one he's gone under was Tampa Bay. At home, that he went 5 innings. He still gave up 4 earned. So it was just the one. He just had an off game. I mean, he's gotten touched up this year, but they still send him out. So I'm not too worried that if Texas does, rip off 2-3 runs off of him, that they're gonna pull him. They'll leave him. It's just what they've been doing all year. He gets length, so I'm willing to back these outs again at over 17.5 at minus 130. And that is going to be it today. Just 3 plays. Again, we're going Braves first 5 minus a half. The Yankees first 5 minus a half. And then Flaherty over outs. That'll be it. Just got to find some solid ones. See the ball go through the hoop again. And then we can get rolling. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks for paying attention, and